Hello students, this is Professor Faiz Raut from Jain College of Engineering Department of MBA. I was discussing regarding Module 4 in the previous session, which was the part 1. So in the previous session, we have completed business strategies, which the business adopts. Now in this part or this lecture, I'll try to cover the entire remaining Module 4. In the previous session, we studied about business strategies. There were five strategies or five generic porters, five generic strategies. Whatever the question will come, you need to write these five strategies. The strategies are divided into broad two strategies, which are broad strategies. That means they are going to cater to the customers, which are everyone basically. They are not going to target a particular customer. The companies who are adopting broad strategies will be focusing in for the entire market, not just a specific kinds of customers. And in broad strategies there were two: low cost strategies and differentiation strategy. Low cost strategy, as the name suggests, it is the strategy which is adopted by the company to lower the price of the product so that they can compete with the rivals in terms of prices. The second one was about differentiation strategy, where the company will manufacture the product in such a way that it is different, that the product is differentiated from its competitors and no one is able to copy them. Okay. Then there were two more, which is focused low cost strategy and focused differentiation strategy. Focused means they are going to focus on a certain kinds of customers, a certain group of customers. Okay, so a niche market will be a better example of these focused. And again, it was low cost and differentiation. And the last one was about a best cost strategy, which is a combination of differentiation and low cost. Okay. So we dealt all these in the previous part. If you have not seen, you can go through that and then you can come to this part. um, yeah, one thing I was not able to tell in the previous part, actually that was uh, not properly explained. Best cost provider strategy, a example was not recorded. So in best cost, as I was telling you, it is a combination of differentiation strategy and a low cost strategy, and definitely it will be a broad strategy. Okay. So the company which is adopting the best cost strategy, then this company will be catering to all the customers. And the example which the example which I was going to mention was about Toyota. Toyota is a Japanese company which the main market is in Japan, but when Toyota wanted to expand its market to other countries, it went to US. And US was a market where the car which were manufacturing were pretty much bigger, and Japanese car which the Toyota used to manufacture were smaller cars, because of the lifestyle of the people and the roads and everything. So the Toyota manufactured smaller cars in the Japanese market, and those kind of smaller cars were not able to getting matlab, they were not uh, as per the American standards. So because American people are pretty much tall, the roads are fine, they can use bigger cars. So that's the reason Toyota changed its strategy and it adopted the best cost strategy in American market by building a differentiated product along with many other, sorry, they manufactured differentiated product as compared to the rival companies, and along with that they provided that product at a lesser cost. And the product is the Lexus line of motors. Okay, the Lexus was a kind of a SUV which Toyota manufactured for American line of American cars. And it provided many high performance characteristics, many features, and it was compare and to make them comparable in performance to luxury models like Mercedes, BMW, Audi, and Jaguar. Okay, so they were Lexus was comparing comparison with the Mercedes cars, BMW cars, Audi, and Jaguar cars. Further to draw the buyer attention, it established a separate line of dealers for next only for Lexus. Okay, separate from the Toyota dealers. So whenever a customer is going to a Lexus showroom, he'll only see the Lexus Toyota showroom basically. He'll only see Lexus, and there'll not be other cars of Toyota. and it was provided Lexus was provided as comparable to its competitors at a lower cost, and it was catering the entire market, not just any niche markets. So this was the example of best cost strategy of Toyota which was employed. So this completes our business strategies till here. We move on to the corporate strategies. In corporate strategy, one is about intensive growth strategy, which is divided into three types: market penetration, market development, and product development strategies. These three strategies I'll discuss in the later part, in when I'm discussing regarding the Ansoff matrix. Just one line: market penetration is your product or your service, you're using that to penetrate the existing market which you're serving into as a company. And then the second one is about market development strategy, is you are going to some another market which you are not selling previously with the same product which you are selling in the present market. Then the product development strategy is you are making a different kind of product and then you are serving the same market, or may do a market development along with product development, then you are going to some another market also. So in market penetration, same market; market development, different market; product development, different product in the same market. Okay, I'll discuss this in the during the Ansoff matrix. Then I'll come to this integrative growth strategies or integration. Well, this is the most interesting thing. When the company wants to expand itself, okay, when company wants a kind of a brownfield project, they don't want to start from the scratch, or they have their existing business and then just they want to expand horizontally or vertically, then these integrative growth strategies is adopted by the company. In this integrative growth strategy, first I'll do with the horizontal integration. Horizontal integration with the example, if there is a company who has its rivals. Okay, if there is a mobile phone manufacturer company and it has its two or three rivals in the market, then if that company A acquires company B and company C, the basically the rivals, and then they try to reduce the competition and expand their customer base, or the production or the marketing operations, everything they will be expanding by acquiring the rivals, then that kind of integration is called as horizontal integration. When the company is acquiring the rivals, the integration is called as horizontal integration. If there is Maruti Suzuki is acquiring Tata Motors, then it is a horizontal integration. If Maruti Suzuki is acquiring maybe a, a Nissan or Kia or something like that, then it is again a horizontal integration. Tata a few years back acquired Jaguar Land Rover, then that kind of integration was called as the again horizontal integration. So in horizontal integration, you remember one thing is when a company acquires it rival companies, then that integration is called as horizontal integration. Okay, there are many reasons for it. You can reduce the intensity of competition when you're acquiring the rival. You can put an end to price cutting. If your rivals is price cutting, you acquire the rival, you can sell at a pretty much higher price after that. Then you can achieve economies of scale, in terms of production, in terms of marketing, also in terms of research and development also, because you will be getting their employees as well. And then you can use the common distribution channel, uniform brand name. Okay, you can fix a common price, effective management of capacity imbalances. If there is anything which your weakness is there, you can utilize the other company's resources to reduce that weaknesses. Then there is common advertising and sales promotion. It will be easier because you will have a higher workforce. The challenge here is you should be able to, or the other company which you have acquired, they should be able to gel with your company. There should be a synergy, or there should not be a fight among the existing employees and the new employees in whichever department you are combining. So that's the major challenge in horizontal integration. Otherwise, horizontal integration is very much beneficial for any company, because you are cutting your rivals from the market. Then the second one is about vertical integration. Vertical integration, you are going to different levels. You are a manufacturer, you are acquiring the your supplier itself, then you are going a vertical integration. Or you are acquiring the wholesaler, or the person who you are selling your products to. If you are acquiring that, then it is a vertical integration. Okay, so in vertical integration you are not acquiring your rivals, but you are acquiring the line of a business, okay, in which you are dealing with, whether your supplier or your customer. You are acquiring them, not the consumer definitely, but the next customer which you are selling your product, or the supplier who is supplying you the raw materials or any work in progress goods. You are acquiring those. Okay, then that is a vertical integration. There are two in this: backward integration and forward integration. Backward integration is basically you're acquiring the supplier of raw materials, whoever is your supplier. Okay, you are acquiring them, then that is the backward integration. You are the manufacturer of a vehicle in which you are matlab, you are buying something from your suppliers, might be tires or anything. You are buying those from your suppliers and assembling your car. And in backward integration you are going behind, and then you are acquiring the company of your tire suppliers, and now it becomes your own company itself. Then that integration is called as a backward integration. You're not acquiring your rivals, you're acquiring your supplier in backward integration. In forward integration, you are acquiring your customer, okay, not the consumer. In this case, downstream integration extends to those businesses that sell eventually to the consumer. The purpose of such diversification is to attain lower distribution cost. Okay, for example, a Pepsi company is manufacturing Pepsi in the bottles, and then it is selling those Pepsi bottles to some outlet. Okay, and there are series of outlets like that, and then Pepsi acquires those company who is setting up those outlets. Then there is no margin, and then you can easily produce and you can sell in your own outlet itself. Okay, so then you're going ahead and you're acquiring your customer. Okay, and, and directly selling it to your consumer itself. Okay, backward integration you're acquiring a supplier. In forward integration you're acquiring your customer. Okay, so that you can reach your consumer immediately. Just for example, there is a company called as a kids manufacturer company, sorry, a kids clothes and toys manufacturer company. In that case, there is a company named as Pom Pom. Okay, that Pom Pom only manufactures the kids clothes and kids toys, and then used to sell it to another company which was Toons. So the company called Toons was buying all the accessories and the clothes from Pom Pom, and then it was just selling it. Later on, Toons got bankrupt, and then whoever was having the franchisee of Toons, they contacted Pom Pom, and then directly Pom Pom Kids mm, uh, clothes and everything was getting sold. Okay, so this was about forward integration. There are some more examples. A cement manufacturing company undertakes the civil construction activity itself. Okay, then we have about diversification growth strategies. One of the growth strategies uh, in which the company which is selling certain kind of products, they are acquiring another company which is in totally different industry. Okay, for example, ITC was the Indian Tobacco Company. They acquired the FMC smaller FMCG companies, and they entered into they diversified their business. ITC also bought some of the hotel chains, and they entered into hospitality industry. Okay, so that is the diversification. When you want to enter into different line of business and you don't want to start from scratch, then you acquire the existing business, and then you enter into that business as well, into that industry as well. So diversification basically is when you are acquiring company which is into different industry. You're a manufacturer of automobile and cars maybe, then and you are acquiring the company which is maybe manufacturer of two wheelers. Okay, so now you are into both manufacturing of cars as well as two wheelers. You're diversifying your business into from four wheelers to two wheelers, and to a very different diversification. You are the manufacturer of cars and two wheelers. Now you are entering into maybe into furniture. Okay, so manufacturer of furnitures. So it is a totally diversified business. So diversification growth strategies, when the company wants to expand itself into a different industry, it is a very challenging thing because the company will not have any expertise, any knowledge whatsoever when they are entering into different line of industry, different line of business. But when the company wants, just for example, just like ITC, when they realize that tobacco is not good for health, and then they might be losing customers over a period of time. So for longer term planning, ITC realized that we cannot sustain in the business of tobacco, so we need to expand or diversify our business into another businesses which are long will be running for a longer period of time. So that's the reason ITC entered into different line of businesses as well. Okay, so this is about diversification. And then we just a small paragraph about merger. Merger is when two companies or more two or more companies are coming together to form another company. So merger can be in the form of amalgamation, where a company A and company B is merging together and they are forming company C, totally different one. Or company A and company B, which is B may be a smaller company, that may be acquired by company A, and company A will remain and company B will go out of its name. Okay, just maybe, or else company A and company B will merge together and both the company names are there, but the management of company B is be handled by company A, like that. Okay, while when L&T acquired Mindtree, the name of Mindtree was not washed out. Okay, Mindtree was still existing, but the ownership of Mindtree was taken over by L&T. Same example with Canara Bank and Syndicate Bank. Okay, Syndicate Bank, slowly the merging is happening with Canara Bank, and the branches of Syndicate Bank are closing down and they are being converted into Canara Bank. So this is a kind of a another merger where the name of the old company is getting removed. Okay, um, ठीक है. Then there are along with mergers and acquisition or diversification or horizontal and vertical integration, there are a few alliances which has been made by two or more companies, because some companies might be good in some certain things, they might be expert in certain things, another company might be expert in another things. So they come together uh, for some of the reasons, and then they make an alliance for a particular period of time, or for a particular project, or for a particular geographical region. Okay, so one thing is, first one is about joint venture. Joint venture is, as the first line suggests, is it is a child company of two parent companies. It is maintained by sharing resources and equity with the binding agreement. So in this case, both the companies are working separately and only for certain thing, and they will be coming together and manufacturing both the things together. Okay, Maruti Suzuki is another example. Maruti is a Indian company, Suzuki is a Japanese company. When they are selling the products in Indian market, then the car will be manufactured as Maruti Suzuki. The recent example is Maruti Suzuki and Toyota. They are manufacturing together similar kind of cars. For example, Toyota Glanza. Okay, as the name suggests, it is of Toyota, but the engine is of Maruti, and many other things of Toyota Glanza is of Maruti because they have collaborated. And that's the reason Toyota Glanza somewhat looks like Maruti Suzuki Baleno, and same for Toyota Urban Cruiser, which is again a Toyota branded product, but it looks very much like Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza. Both the products look similar because they are into joint venture for manufacturing for certain kinds of products in one market, in Indian market. Okay, so joint venture, there can be a split after that. This Hero Honda was a joint venture. Now Honda left and they are manufacturing their own vehicles, and Toyota is continuing with the same kind of manufacture of two wheelers itself. Okay, so joint venture can be will be a good thing because in the Maruti Suzuki example, Suzuki cannot enter into India and start selling their bikes, in their cars. Okay, so that's the reason they were forced to have a collaboration with Maruti, because they Suzuki don't know Indian market, Indian customers, the mindset, everything. So that's the reason, and the collaboration happens. The second one is about equity strategic alliance. This, from the name itself, it is understood that it is an ownership. So one company purchases the equity or the ownership on another business. Okay. um, there are two companies. When they want to work together, one company will buy some shares of another company, and then they will do the business. An example of an equity strategic alliance is Tesla's relationship with Panasonic. Okay, so $30 million investment from Panasonic was done to accelerate battery technology for electric vehicles. Okay, Panasonic was manufacturing batteries and it was helping Tesla's automobile, and there was a investment of $30 million from Panasonic. Okay, and then the third one is about non-equity strategic alliance. Non-equity strategic alliance is kind of a non-formal. Okay, you don't buy company's shares in another company. Okay, yeah, one company doesn't buy shares of another company, and then they just, it is a kind of an informal agreement, an informal kind of a partnership, and then uh, just a partnership for a certain project or for certain geographical area itself. Okay, just the opposite of equity strategic alliance. So these are some strategic alliance. Okay, now I come to Ansoff matrix, which is pretty much important. Mm, Ansoff the Ansoff matrix was developed by H. Igor Ansoff and first published in Harvard Business Review in 1957. In this article titled "Strategies for Diversification," okay, it has generations of marketers and business leaders a quick and simple way to think about risk of growth. Okay, so Ansoff matrix looks like this. There are four quadrants. Okay, the y-axis represents the markets, x-axis represents products and services. Okay, here is existing, so existing markets. Here is new, that is new markets. Here is existing products and services, here are new products and services. Okay, so when existing products and services are sold in existing markets, we call it as a market penetration. From the name itself, you from the graph itself, you'll be able to understand. And then when you are selling new products and services in existing markets, then that is called as new product development, or product development. When you are selling existing products and services into new market, then that is market development. When you are selling new products and services into new markets, then that is diversification. Okay, so when you're selling product A into Karnataka market. Okay, when you're selling product A, okay, your existing product into Karnataka market, then you can go for market penetration. You can penetrate the market, and you try to capture the market share of your rivals as well. Your market share may be at 20% in the beginning. Now you're focusing on selling your existing products in existing market, then you're trying to increase your market share from 20. You are taking your market share to 30, 40, 50, and 60. Okay, you are penetrating the market. You are killing all your rivals. Using any strategy, you're killing all your rivals, and you're trying to acquire maximum market share in the existing market with the same product. Okay, then that is called as market penetration. But when you're developing some new products to sell it into the Karnataka market, you are manufacturer of product A, now you're manufacturing product B, C, D as well. Okay, so then you are going into product development. For example, Mahindra XUV, the XUV 500 they had launched, and they tried to penetrate into Indian market. They tried to sell their XUV 500 into all the states. Okay, and then using that XUV 500 itself, they launched different variants, and they were penetrating the market, expanding their market share in the existing market itself. Okay, now if Mahindra along with XUV is manufacturing Mahindra Bolero, and it is coming up with Thar and different products, not just the variants, the different products, then we can call it as in existing market, in Indian market itself. They are going with product development. They are launching new products. Okay, so this was about the existing market. In the new market, when we go and you're selling the existing product in the new market, okay, when you are selling in Karnataka market and then you are going to Goa and Maharashtra and other states, then you are doing a market development with your existing product A. Okay, if Mahindra is using XUV 500 itself, which was selling in Indian market, and then they are going to UK and maybe Chinese market or US market, taking XUV 500 as their car itself. Only XUV 500 they are selling, and they are entering into Chinese market, into European market, into American market. Then that is called as market development with the same product. Okay, now if you are taking both the things, new product and new market, okay, then that will be called as a diversification. You're diversifying yourself as a company. You're manufacturing new products and you're entering into new market. That is also called diversification. Okay, so that is about Ansoff matrix, where the explanation is there: market penetration, market development, product development, and then diversification. Totally unrelated product you're manufacturing, and you're going into unrelated market as well to sell that. Okay, the second last part basically is about stability strategy. इसमें क्या है? Stability strategy is kind of a strategy where the company will not take any drastic changes, will not apply any strategy which will मतलब basically taking more, they will not be taking any risks. Okay, and they want stability in their business. They have launched one product, they will be keep selling that product. They will not launch any new product, or they'll not go to any other market. They'll not do any basically anything, and they want stability. They want to build a fair amount of customer base, being in the same kind of industry, manufacturing the same product for a certain period of time. So that strategy where you're not doing anything special, that is called a stability strategy. There might be small things like you might be doing small modification in the existing product, slowly penetrating the markets. Okay, slowly doing a good customer service. Okay, just doing small modifications, small changes. Okay, and then you will be you are sustaining in the market. Then that is called as the stability strategy. There are three types of it. Okay, so first is about no change strategy. From the name itself, it suggests the company is not doing any change, no alteration. Whatever the present situation is there, the company is continuing with that. Okay. From the outside perspective, it will be seen as the company is not changing itself. Okay, not applying any strategy, but that is also a strategy. That is a no change, not doing anything different. That is also a strategy, which is a no change strategy. They just want to set up, take a some kind of a deep breath and continue their business however it is doing. But as the business, what do you say, the business, the unwritten business rule, it says whenever you are there in a business, you should every year have at least 3 to 5% of growth in terms of sales, and or in terms of cost reduction or anything. 3 to 5% growth should be there of your business. Only then your business is going to last longer. Okay, no change strategy, company not doing anything great. Then there is a profit strategy. Profit strategy, the company is not going for profit maximization or anything. The company is focusing on getting profit. There is, with the existing product in the existing market itself. Okay, so that again 2 to 3% growth जैसे मैंने बोला. So the company is focusing only on a certain minimal kind of growth in their business every year, 2 3% for maybe for 2 3 years. When the company does this, when there is a kind of a recession, or when there is a kind of instability in the market, the currency rates are fluctuating, the inflation rate is higher, the bank interest rates are very higher. So if the economic condition of the region of the country is not, or of the world is not proper, recession kind of environment is there, in that case the company will only focus on getting smaller profits to sustain themselves in the business. Okay, so that is called as the profit strategy. Well, you can go through this. And then the third one is about pause, proceed with caution strategy. Okay, so in this case the company will not uh, move ahead. They will pause before implementing any strategy, and then they will start proceed with caution. Okay, as the name suggests, proceed with caution strategy is employed by organizations that wish to test grounds before moving ahead with a full-fledged corporate strategy, or organization that have a blistering pace of expansion and wish to rest a while before moving ahead. Okay, the company will have a pause before everything settles down in the company. If there is a clash between board of directors or anything, the company is going through a difficult phase, so in that case the company will not take any drastic measures of changing strategy or something like that. They will pause until the things get settled down, and then they will start proceed with caution. Okay, if all the market conditions are like that, they will pause for market condition to settle down, and then they will proceed with any strategy. Okay, that is about uh, proceed with caution. Another example which has been mentioned about the Bata Liberty increasing its presence in the global brands such as Adidas. ठीक है. Hindustan Unilever, better known for soaps and detergent, produce substantial quantities of shoes in the upper for export markets. ठीक है. So some of the examples are given here, and then we come to the part of retrenchment or retreat strategy. ठीक है. So this kind of strategy is applied when the existing strategy with the company has adopted has failed or is about to fail in the market. ठीक है. So you are retreating, you are taking a step back, and that is also a kind of a strategy which is mentioned. ठीक है. In this case again three are there, which is about a turnaround strategy. Turnaround is you are moving in a certain path using your strategy, and then you realize that the path the company is going is not good for the company, not good for the profitability or the customers or the suppliers. It is not good, and then you are taking a U-turn and coming back to your original strategy which you were applying few years back or few months back. Okay, so that is their turnaround strategy. For example, Dell Technology was one of the company in 2000s of manufacturing of laptops and desktops. Stated in 2006 that the company would follow cost cutting strategy by directly selling the products to the customers. So they tried to remove the middleman. They were not selling the products to the showrooms and all the agents. They were tried directly selling the products to the customers in the customized way, but the direct sale didn't work out and the company faced tremendous financial loss. ठीक है. The that strategy did not click, and the company suffered a financial loss, suffered low sales. So Dell turned around and pulled from direct sales strategy in 2007. In 1 year they turned around and the brand started selling computers through outlets and retailers again. Okay, so that is Dell is the second largest retailers in the computer industry nowadays. Okay, that was about turnaround strategy. The second one is about divestment strategy. As the name suggests, it is opposite to investment. Divestment is the company is selling some part of the business, some portion of the assets, in order to get cash, uh, and so that the liquidation problem should not be there in the company. There should be a cash amount, the assets which the company is not using, or any plot of land or any portion of the business, if the company is not using much or it is not giving much profit to the company, then they can sell that plot of land or portion of business to some another company in order to get cash, and then don't have any liquidation problem. L&T was having their L&T cement, which they sold that L&T cement to some another company, and then it became Ultratech cement, and L&T cut off their cement division, and that was one of the strategy of L&T, that is can be termed as divestment strategy. Then there is liquidation strategy, in which the entire business will be closed down, or this is basically the last thing which the company wants to do. Okay, if they are not able to sustain in the market, they are about to get bankrupt. Before anything bad happens, they start selling off their assets, the divestment strategies, and then finally if they are not able to still sustain in the market, they will sell off the business itself and concentrate only on the small section of the business which they are doing, or sell off that as well. Okay, liquidation strategy, the company is selling start selling off the businesses which they are doing and concentrate only on the core businesses. Okay, just for the hypothetical example, if ITC is not able to um, uh, sustain with their FMCG line of products or into hotels, then they will sell off all the things to some another company, and then they will only focus on their tobacco company itself. Okay, that can be an example for liquidation strategy. That is not happening, but I just for example sake I'm telling. Okay, the last one is about international business strategies. Okay, and international business strategies, in international business strategies again there are three, where the international business strategies is adopted by the companies when they are into two or more countries. Okay, the first one is about multi-domestic strategy. Multi-domestic strategy is a tactic used by MNCs where they have different branches in many countries, and then uh, as a ठीक है, I'll just go through the first line. A multi-domestic strategy is a marketing tactic used by MNC where each brand establishes its own marketing strategy based on the distinguished needs of each country. Okay, so the company will be having their markets in many countries, and in each country they will be adopting a different kind of strategy. Okay, just example which I have given was quality walls ice cream will have different name and different flavors in different locations. Okay, so one company, it's an ice cream manufacturer company, they will be having a different name in many countries, and they will be having different flavors. Okay, in many countries. So in India they will be having different kinds of flavors and different name. They in China they will be having different name for their ice cream brand, and they'll be having different flavors over there. Okay, so in every country, and that company will be having a different marketing strategy as well, different of products, different kinds of services, different kinds of flavors, and everything like that. And the local requirement will be, because that's the reason, because local requirement is different. That's the reason there is a change. So in multi-domestic strategy, the company will be one, but the name, brand name will be different in different countries, the flavors and everything will be different in different countries. uh, the second one is about global strategy, in which global strategy, unlike multi-domestic, the global strategy will be basically one company. Okay, uh, the local responsiveness is somewhat same. Okay, but they'll be selling a kind of a standardized product to everyone. Okay, for example, Microsoft Office में Microsoft Word है, Excel है, PowerPoint है. All this is not customized as per the countries. Okay, they are selling the same Microsoft Excel in China, same Microsoft Excel in India, and same Microsoft Excel in US. Okay, so there is a standardized product of Microsoft Office in terms of Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft suite. They are having the same standardized product throughout throughout all the countries where they are selling their product. Okay, so that is a global strategy. You will have standardized product, unlike the multi-domestic strategy. Multi-domestic strategy, you will be having different kinds of products in different countries. Global strategy, you will have same kind of product in all the countries. And then there is a transnational. It is actually a combination of the above two. Okay, because in transnational, you will be having almost matlab, the same name, same brand name. Okay, just like Microsoft Office is called Microsoft Office in India, US, UK, China, Russia, Africa, everywhere it is called as Microsoft Office. You don't change the name, just you do in multi-domestic strategy. You in transnational, you will not change the name. In global strategy, you will not change the name of the company will remain same. in Earlier in the global strategy, the product was also same. In multi-domestic, the product was different. In transnational, the name will be same, many of the products will be same, but slight change in the products will be there, or in the line of products there will be certain products which will be added to cater to the local tastes. For example, McDonald's and KFC, the name is common throughout the world, but there are a few things which McDonald's India will be serving, like Aloo Tikki will not be there in any other country, but it will be there in India. Okay. In KFC there are certain veg items which are there in India, but not in another country. In France you can purchase wine in McDonald's, but you will not find alcohol in Indian McDonald's. Okay. There will be a slight change. Okay. So that is about the transnational strategy. So there are some few important questions which I have mentioned. Okay. So in this, we have completed the fourth module. We have completed business strategies, which are also called as Porter's generic strategies of low cost, differentiation, uh, best cost, and focused strategies. And then we have covered corporate strategies, corporate strategies where growth strategies were there, then differentiation strategies were there, mergers were there, external growth was there, then strategic alliances, different strategic alliances like joint venture, equity and non-equity alliances, then Ansoff matrix, very important, those four quadrants. Then there was stability strategies where the company will focus on stability of the organization, so there will be a no change strategy, profit strategy, and proceed with caution strategy was there. Then there was retrenchment strategies where the company's strategy is about to fail or is failing, then the company will adopt retrenchment strategies in order to stay in the business by liquidation or by divestment, but just concentrating on their core businesses. Then the last one was international business level strategies, where if the company is selling into two or more countries, then they will be adopting one of the international strategies like multi-domestic, transnational, or global strategy, whichever is suited for their business. They will be adopting that. So this was about strategic formulation and fourth module. Okay, so then thank you for listening.